Hi, and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about this woman. Her name is, well, her handle or whatever is HTX Hottie, and she says she regrets her BBL. Now, looking at this woman from a glance, I didn't see the thighs, but wouldn't assume right off the bat that she had a BBL. She just looks overall like, thicker or whatever the case is. And yeah, I wouldn't have thought that. But she's a very beautiful woman. It's really unfortunate, but a lot of women nowadays, you can't really always tell that they had a BBL. The doctors are getting better. I always tell women or on this platform, like, don't compare yourself because there's no point in doing that. Okay. There's so many different shapes, sizes, different types of beauty, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Meaning, because I had somebody tell me, "Oh, that means that God is that saying means that beauty is in the eyes of God." I mean, of course, God is the one who created beauty, but no, it meant what I thought it first meant. It means beauty is in the eye of the beholder, meaning beauty is in the eye of the person that's looking. Okay, and that wants a woman that's on the bigger side. There's men that want a woman on the slimmer side, or there's men that want women in the middle. There's men that say that they want this and the third, and they see a woman that's total opposite, but they're attracted to them. So it's literally, don't put yourself in that thing where you're comparing. I used to have what they call label body dysmorphia, insecurities of, I used to want to get surgeries on everything because I was just so insecure about X, Y, and Z, and I had no reason to be. Like, it's absolutely crazy. And it do be the most beautiful women that are the most insecure. You'll be surprised, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and play this video in between fair use. This is on this channel Truly. I'm editing it and adding commentary, okay? And I'm speeding it up a bit, all right? Just to go over things from a biblical perspective, okay? From the truth perspective. Now, let me go ahead and play the video.
I got a BBL and I almost died.
Ooh, that was quick. Let me go ahead and the playback speed a little too bad right there. She says you almost checked from the BBL.
I had to have 6 blood transfusions. I had 5 emergency surgeries. My butt turned out way bigger than I expected or I even asked for.
Oh, okay.
You can see judgment on a person.
Whoa. Whoa, that threw me for a loop there. Okay. I from the other side, the angle, like I said, I didn't see the thighs. And that's usually the thing that exposes them. But really, there are some people that aren't as greedy and will do a good thigh to buttocks ratio, okay, and it'll look more natural. Or that's how their body's built. They're more flatter at behind, but they have more thighs. So when they did the BBL, it just looked proportionate. But let me continue.
Face or a whisper or a point or somebody trying to sneak and take a picture of you. Once I got past the like, oh, she's gonna live, I was like, oh my God. Do I ultimately wish that you wouldn't have done it? Yes. My name is the HTX Hottie.
Her twin sister?
In a little town in Texas. I have a twin sister.
Yeah, that's all.
Being a twin affected the relationship I had with my body because my twin sister was always smaller. I was always the naturally more curvy one. When I had my son, I was 13 days away from being 18 years old. I was a child and I had a child. Having a child changed my body in ways that I was not ready for. I had stretch marks, I had hormone imbalance, I had PCOS, all these things that caused me to maintain or gain weight. I was unhappy with my body. I worked out. I ended up losing 30 pounds naturally, but it didn't make me lose weight and be smaller in the waist and bigger in the, so.
When and why did you decide to get your first BBL?
I decided to get my first BBL in 2018. I went to Mexico. Was I nervous? I was terrified. Right after the procedure.
Girl,
I felt like I got that bus, so there was that. But after the procedure.
A bus, though. And I want to just say, like, that's one of the things that deterred me. And I always used to say, because I'm like, I heard it was back in the day when Cardi B had just came out and she had said something, oh, go get your tax refund and go get a BBL. Okay. And there were points where I considered it and I was like, Dad, I do get tax refund. I mean, I looked up the doctor and everything as well. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for reminding me. She was located in the DR. I knew her name. I was this close to contacting her. Every time I would try to or like consider it or message her, like there's something in my spirit like, okay, so what would you gonna be the one, walking there, pass away on the operating table, and then have to explain to God, okay, why you felt like what he created wasn't good enough, even though like I said, I did not need no plastics and still don't need no plastic surgery. And I truly am blessed, like truly, truly blessed, especially back then too. Like I didn't need to, but it's these world that'll try to push these insecurities on you and these expectations, like the, you know what I'm saying, seeking validation and whatever the case is. And then after having a baby, because like she said, she just had a baby, so that's why they push this to moms after you have a baby. So that will always come on me like, "Oh, dad, well, what are you gonna say?" Trying to explain to God, like, why couldn't you just go to the gym or anything like that? So the fact that she said she was super scared, I mean, there are people that do like those things where they go and they make the post-op or pre-op blogs and stuff like that. I don't know how y'all do it because it's like, are you not afraid to lose your life? And a lot of women that do these surgeries are mothers. Are you not afraid to not be able to walk back to your youth, especially something that's vain? You do not need the surgery. Literally, health wise, your body, if anything, it's taking away from your health because you're putting fat from here to there, and your body could reject it. All type of things could go wrong, and not just BBLs, but like breast implants. There's this thing called breast illness syndrome where a lot of women that have breast implants will start to get sick and could potentially pass away. It's like a crazy, crazy risk to take. And it just lets you know how deep this insecurity is, and why you see women on Instagram doing the things that they're doing, dressing the way that they dress, is because the male gaze, that is a drug. Okay, that is a drug for women. I'm trying to tell you.
I felt really good. I still had stretch marks though, so I got the second BBL for that reason, and I wanted more hips. I didn't have a lot of hips before. I woke up and I'm like, my butt feels like I went through the whole procedure again, and my doctor is like, well, we had to add more fat to your butt to round out your hips. So that's booty. That is the booty you see today. That is insane.
So I'm currently getting some content from my social page.
The reaction has been pretty good. All of the negativity actually triggered it. I posted in a bathing suit and I showed my butt for the first time. Out of the 8.2 million people that viewed that video, a lot of people were being negative. The first 2 days, I was responding to everybody until I realized I couldn't win because their only objective was to be mean. I got some good stuff like Simply Gorgeous, Hi Beautiful Lady, You're a Beautiful Woman, Good Lord. Let's see. Now on.
And either it could be women, but some tell me that a lot of those are, men, but
the negative. This got to be a prank. Okay, now come out and tell us the truth. It's not funny anymore. Why would she let them do this to her? I mean, you bought it and now you have to live with it. What the F did they do to you? Oh, and somebody said you just need the rest of your legs. What we're really talking about at the end of the day is about another woman's butt cheeks. I encourage the internet to just be a little bit nicer.
I mean, but you're putting them on the internet, boo. You're saying, oh, wow, we talking about another woman's butt cheeks, but you're putting them on the internet. Once you put something on the internet, it is what it is. And we're not supposed to be seeing your butt cheeks, sweetie. We just not. People have normalized it, but really think about it. Like this back in the day, like in history, like you're not supposed to be exposing yourself like that. And on top of that, women are going to say, oh, it's my body, my choice, whatever. That's what's up. But then this is what the consequences are. People are going to say certain things, and it do look cartoonish. It do look crazy. But at the end of the day, it's like, it just doesn't look natural. And it's crazy because she's such a pretty face. Like, that's why I'm like, what's the point of this? What is the point of this, boo? But it's people, they only work out to a certain extent, or they feel like whatever the case is. I'm not saying 30 pounds isn't a lot to lose, but then you gotta, change your diet. You gotta sculpt. They want instant gratification, but getting the body that you truly desire can take years. It just is what it is. And then on top of that, it only goes to a certain level, obviously, because you have your, your bone structure and how your body is naturally shaped. Be grateful. There are people that can't even walk. Okay, there are people that wish they could just they had your prior body to just be able to walk and do things. Okay, you have to really peep game. You have to count your blessings in this thing, what you and count what your beauty, your assets are. And plus, on top of that, this is vanity, because eventually these bodies are going to succumb to sin. When you should know what that goes to, but it depending on what time Christ come back, there are people that are going to experience being unalive, like, what I'm saying. So it's like, this is a body that's aging, and our eternal bodies that we could have in a glorified state could be with us if people wouldn't just be so laser focused on looks and vanity. There's nothing wrong with looking good. There's nothing wrong with being your best you that you could be. But it's like people want to keep going. It's like it's a never ending thirst.
Because you just never know what people are going through or what they've been through, putting your body under a very stressful, very dangerous procedure.
You chose. You don't know what people went through. You could say that to a person who says, oh, they were diagnosed with cancer. But this don't count to me, okay? You went and you put yourself through that procedure. There wasn't a health condition that said that you needed to make your butt bigger in order to live. It was not that. So when people hop on here and try to ask for sympathy from people, I'm not saying it's right to go out and just start snapping on her and bashing her and calling her names. That's just with the Most High in me. That's not what I'm about. Like, I don't call people out of their names, okay? Like, what's the point of that? That really just shows level your intelligence, and it just shows the motive behind it. It's not from a place of love, okay? Like, I'm not saying I ain't never done it, okay? Or you're acting like an idiot or whatever the case is, because there are some people that need to be told X, Y, and Z, but based off of what they doing. But to go out of your way, and she's just posting a picture and just call her names and call somebody name, what's the point of that? And what I'm talking about is online. I'm not talking about real life. That's two different things. You'll notice that a lot of people will use the internet to say things that they wouldn't say or wouldn't dare say to somebody's face. So what I'm saying is, not one of those people that don't really make sense to say something, and as far as like calling somebody out their name just because you online and you feel like you safe. Like, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out here.
More than once. It's kind of crazy. The second BBL, I was in surgery for double the time that I should have been. I lost a lot of blood. My twin sister and my mother were driving down to Mexico by the time I came out of recovery, because they thought I was gone. Everything was seemingly normal for a few days, and then I ended up passing out while getting a massage. I went to go to the hospital to go get checked out, and I didn't get out for another 3.5 months. I had an infection in my skin, so I got a skin graft where they removed skin from my thigh and put it on my stomach. I had to have 6 blood transfusions. I had 5 emergency surgeries. The worst part wasn't the complications. It wasn't the pain that I experienced. I really, really regret the fear and just emotional distress that I put on my sister and my mother.
And it's crazy. She, she creates content for OF and stuff like that. She said she might as well, then that's what she do. It is what it is. But you can't expect like all to be roses and dandies. Oh, people, don't make fun of me. I went through a lot for this. So like, you put yourself through it, and then also you're creating content, you're making money off of it, clearly. So like, I don't be understanding why people would think like they shouldn't be judged. Just go ahead. You're putting yourself out there in a provocative way. You did this for financial benefit or whatever, so it comes with what it comes with.
I already have a brother that passed, so to think another sibling is about to be gone, or another child from my mother, that was like the worst part for me. Hello. What did you think of my results after the surgery?
I wasn't really focused on your results after the surgery.
Yeah.
Because you almost died.
Right.
Why, pray tell, did you feel need to get a second procedure?
And people that go and do these BBLs are very, very selfish. And she said it herself. That was the worst part for her, whatever the case is. But to go and do something that's unnecessary just so it puts your family's emotions at risk, and it puts your loved ones in fear of you and stuff like that. Like, because her sister immediately just said like, I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking about you. Like, are you good? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like they're very, very, it's a very selfish thing to do. But I don't think she got no kids, so at least there's that. Oh nah, she actually do have kids. I forgot, or at least one daughter. She said in the beginning, and that's even scarier because it's like it lets you know how selfish that is. And then two, it also shows that she is going to be like teaching her daughter that if you want something, if you to be insecure essentially, and to listen to what other people have to say instead of knowing who you are and working on yourself, hitting the gym and trying to be the best you that you could be. Through the video, she just looked single as a Pringle, and then she on camera exposing that she's essentially an sex worker. So yet another selfish thing, because it's like now her daughter died, you know what I'm saying? Everyone knows your mom is in that type of situation. It's all around a lot of selfish decisions. And as selfish as that act was doing the BBL, as well as other things that she's doing, being a mother is a selfless act regardless of what you're doing. And if you're trying to do the right thing, if you're trying to right your wrongs, if you're trying to do better in life, I do have a book out, Melanated and Expecting, going over the things I wish I knew before, during, and after motherhood, mistakes that I had made that you can learn from, that I can't really talk about too much on the internet. There's a lot that we have to go through, okay, as mothers. And if if you're a father, you have a wife you expecting, or you, even if you single mom, single dad, or in a situation like that, we all come from different walks of life. Just going over the things, the Most High tried to show me that I think certain consequences I'm dealing with today, but it could have been worse. God truly blessed God truly blessed and protected us. And it's just that, the decisions that you make out of fear, it hits different when it affected another person that you love, that you're supposed to care for. Okay. So if you want to learn from somebody who already been there and done that with certain things, like epidural, birth certificates, walking into a hospital, and what to look out for, because your kids are targets in this thing, and we have to protect our kids. We have to enlighten the newer generations. Hit the link in the description or the pinned comment if you want to show your support in that way. Okay, I do update the book, and when I do, if you do decide to purchase, you'll get access to those updates. Okay.
Why did that make you feel that you would be as attractive as you could be?
Having a flatter stomach and a bigger butt. Because like that, well, that's my idea of attractiveness, and that's what I wanted. So
I mean, it was scary. When we drove down there, like, you were there, they wouldn't let us get in contact with you. There was a language barrier. I mean, it was a lot. And then when I started feeling for the afterwards, like
put her through stress.
Every day was like not knowing if you're gonna wake up again.
In my mind, nothing was having to be like, oh, I woke up this morning.
Yeah, no, I definitely regret it.
But once I got past it, like, oh, she's gonna live. I was like, oh my God.
What?
This thing is huge.
When this second BBL was new, everybody was, oh my goodness, you're gonna be knocking over things, and oh my goodness, it's so huge, and I thought that they were being dramatic. They were not. I was feeling shocked.
I'm realizing that,
girl. And I don't have a wagon, but I be knocking things over, so I can only imagine that thing moving around. Okay. And how she's gonna age, because when you age, things start going downward, how it's gonna look. Because people don't tell you that with BBLs, it's not just a one and done thing. There's maintenance. Okay, there's complications that could arise later on. It has a shelf life, as someone say. That was it's not something that you just go and you risk your life that one time. You got to risk your life again and again and again as you age. And it's just an interesting thing. And then there's also people that talk about the BBL smell and having to reach. I can't even imagine how she's gonna have to reach and get used to having to dig deeper to clean herself and all type of different things. It's just a task. That's all you see on My 600-Pound Life. You'll see these people like that are huge, and are at risk of passing away if they don't clean in between those fat creases because they can get infected rather easily. It's a closed, dark, damp area. That's what your butt line is. I mean, you have to clean it or it gets itchy. Like, so imagine having to really dig deep into something that's hard to reach because it looks huge just on camera. Even though they do say camera adds 10 pounds, but still.
You are just very different, you know, and this is what makes you happy.
So you're happy.
I don't even know if it makes her happy because she said, it's huge.
Yes. Do I ultimately wish that you wouldn't have done it? Yes.
I don't blame the doctor. Every doctor I asked told me that sometimes these things happen. I regret putting everybody through I put them through. So yeah, I definitely regret it. Has it put me off getting more procedures? Yeah.
That's a lie.
Now, will I get a revision on some things? Yes, I will. But no,
so you're not happy.
I'm not going to go get a bigger butt and all that other stuff anymore. No, I'm not.
There's no room for a bigger butt.
There's room for a bigger butt. I've seen bigger.
Bigger in Texas. No.
Well, okay. I'll call you back. These days, people are like, "Oh, y'all look like sisters for sure." So like, are you? They look me up and down like, "Are you sure y'all twins?" Since getting my BBLs, my clothing style has changed dramatically. It's much more showy. I'm a lot more confident. I think that people.
It's much more showy. You know what I'm trying to say? She know what she doing, so that's what it come with. You know what I'm saying? You showing certain stuff, and then why would you talk about? Well, girl, your boobs and your whole everything is out. Okay, like, did we ask to see all of this? No, but here we are. So you got come on.
Assume that I do it for the attention of men, and one thing I learned is you can never do anything for a man. Men like sex appeal. It comes in different forms.
No, sweetie, you doing it for men. Let's not play them games.
So I never did it for men. I was never meant to be covered up. I was never meant to be hidden.
Another lie.
So definitely how I dress now represents me and who I am. You can see judgment on a person's face, or a whisper, or a point, or somebody trying to sneak and take a picture of you. They want to see me dance. I just do a little wiggle and then I'm done, and they are just so. It doesn't make me feel put down or woe is me. It just makes me feel like, why are you placing all places your judgment on my booty cheeks? If you're gonna be so negative, you're just gonna talk all this stuff about me and the booty cheeks at the end of the day. That's what it's about. I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them to you. And you can kiss them.
I usually read some of the comments. I'm just gonna read a few of them, and I'm really impressed with the comments though. This one says she will never be happy looking for validation from social media. This one says she's crazy. She looked so good before the surgery. This one says I think she needs a therapist. There's something lacking. This one says you almost passed away and you want some more surgeries. You need therapy and Christ. She's a beautiful young lady, but please stop the procedures. This one says her self-esteem so low. These next few comments really stuck out to me. This one says her, I didn't do this to appeal to men. Also her, has an OnlyFans. Exactly. It's a straight up lie and a delusion she probably tells herself, but this one also says this woman does not need a BBL. She needs a Bible. Absolute facts. We all need Christ, y'all. But unfortunately, most people aren't going to know that until it's too late or just choose not to. And it's really sad. This one says the way she introduced herself told me this is just an OF commercial. Yeah, like, I thought it was like a handle for something, but I should have known it was OF. But yeah, it's just absolutely wild. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, well, that's pretty much, that's what that is. I just hope that people it's that could get out of this, because again, I was once considering certain things, and that's why I'm not coming from a place of casting stones and stuff. I'm coming from a place of The Most High's love is greater. These surgeries aren't going to fulfill you. And, because of, like she said, that's the reason why she got it. Like, people were saying, are y'all sure y'all twin? That because her sister is smaller, she felt some type of way. She let the other people who are wishy-washy determine her life or unalive. Like you know what I'm saying? And then after the surgery are mad at the same people that she went in the surgery for. So it's like it's like they're trying to they're mad about the attention, or they feel crazy, like people are so, whatever the case is, and I'm gonna retaliate, but you listen to those same people, boo. You listen to those same people, and here we are. They feed off of our insecurity, okay? Don't just be listening to everybody. Whatever somebody thinks about you is literally their problem. It has nothing to do with you, okay? Like, you have to understand that we're in a wicked world, and there's a lot of influences. A lot of people are influenced by a lot of things and are raised a certain type of way, and that's not literally, it's not your problem. But with all that being said, seek the Most High, okay? His word, King James Version, Bible, it has the Bible, KJV has the truth in it, and it blew my mind. And that is where I get all my wisdom from. It's from the Most High, okay? And I just praise him because there's no relationship like him. He sees you past just where your body meat is accumulated. This wishy-washy behind world and people. Look at Ice Spice, for example. She went and lost some weight, and then fans was like going crazy, like, what's up with her? She looks sick, and coming at her, and then she hurried up and gained the weight back. Okay. And a lot of celebrities are getting really skinny, and they're going through something traumatic. Okay. But it goes to show why people love Ice Spice, quote unquote love, okay? Because the love from these people is not real. Okay, the only real love is from the Most High, okay? It's from Christ, okay? It's from the Holy Spirit, the Father, the Son, the Father, the Mother, and the Son, okay? And with all that being said, stay sober minded on these spiritual streets. Peace.